The largest IPO ever is happening with SpaceX going public on Friday. The question everyone is asking is whether the stock will go up like a rocket ship or end up blowing up like their competitor Blue Origin did recently. Today, I'll provide my thoughts on the SpaceX IPO, whether I'm buying, and more importantly, the trap you need to avoid. The SpaceX IPO is one of the most significant events in the stock market, really since the 2020 pandemic. If you follow the stock market, you're seeing the news everywhere. But why? Well, retail investors have been wanting to buy SpaceX stock for more than 10 years, but they haven't had the chance. I know, I'm one of them. I bought Tesla stock back in the day, albeit I was young then and didn't have much money, but it's still my best performing stock buy ever. And a lot of people, they made a ton of money investing in Tesla. And that group of people has been dying to get into SpaceX. But the setup now is completely different to buying Tesla back in the day. The key difference here is valuation. SpaceX is going public at a valuation of $1.77 trillion. This is going to make it the 8th most valuable company in the world ahead of Tesla. So if you're buying SpaceX at the IPO, you're not getting in early. You could have bought Tesla anywhere from a $20 billion valuation to under $50, $60 billion. And that was the time where people made a killing in Tesla stock. But SpaceX today, it's a completely different situation. A lot of the value creation for SpaceX has already happened in the private markets. And the trap that you need to avoid at the SpaceX IPO is being the exit liquidity for those older investors. You don't want to be the exit liquidity for the decades of prior investors and SpaceX employees dumping their shares. Now, that said, there is a lockup period, and initially there's only going to be 5% of shares that are actively traded. So that will actually cause some pretty interesting short-term dynamics that could make this stock into a rocket ship in the first couple weeks. But we'll see. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Valuation still matters. So let's do a little bit of a dive into the current business of SpaceX. And to do so, I'm going to take a look at the S1 filing, which is the document that has all these nice SpaceX pictures I've been showing throughout. I'll be covering the current business of SpaceX, the future business of SpaceX being these AI data centers. And to help answer some of these questions and do an analysis on the company, I'm going to be using Grok, which is the AI tool owned by SpaceX. If you don't know, SpaceX earlier this year acquired xAI. That means they also own X as well. So at a valuation of $1.77 trillion, what kind of business are you buying into? What are the current economics of SpaceX? Now, they were staying private for a long time, and they were actually profitable for quite a bit with the Falcon 9 launches. Then they started developing the Starship rocket that added some costs. And then also over the past 5 years, they've developed their Starlink business, which has quickly become the dominant satellite communications platform. And that is a great business itself. So if we take a look at the 2025 full year revenue for SpaceX, it was at $18.7 billion. That means the company is trading at 94 times last year's sales. That's not even profit. That's just top line sales. If you know anything about investing, that's a very expensive multiple. The largest part of that is Starlink. This is their communication satellites. $11.4 billion, 61% of their total revenue. Their launch/space segment is $4 billion. So that would be government contracts. And then also when they launch and send other people's satellites and other things to orbit. They recently acquired xAI, that includes X and their AI services. And overall, that did $3.2 billion of revenue. This is for full year fiscal 2025. And in Q1 2026, their overall business generated $4.7 billion, which is 15% growth year over year. So if we're just looking at this, the price of SpaceX stock makes 0 cents, especially when you consider that xAI is still losing a shit ton of money. However, those assets are starting to be monetized a lot better, and it's making the SpaceX IPO look slightly more attractive. Over the past few months, Elon has started renting out the compute that he's been building for xAI. He booked a huge contract with Anthropic and with Google. The Anthropic deal gives them access to one of their largest data centers that was built in Memphis, and Anthropic will be paying $1.25 billion per month through May 2029. So that's $15 billion of new annualized AI compute revenue. Now, if you're keeping track to what I mentioned earlier, that means that's already becoming a bigger business for SpaceX than bringing things to orbit and Starlink for 2025. Another deal just happened with Google. That will be $920 million per month from October 2026 through June 2029. That's $11 billion annually. So SpaceX has very quickly become one of the top AI hyperscalers now, and they are renting the compute that they have built. That is a combined annualized run rate of these two deals of $26 billion. And if you're thinking about this, you're starting to identify a core competency of SpaceX and xAI. They are very good at building data center infrastructure. They've been able to bring these up at pretty much industry-leading speeds, considering 3 years ago they didn't even have data centers. And now that's become a $26 billion annualized revenue business. And if we're looking at SpaceX stock here, the other core competency that they have is being able to manufacture satellites and bring those to orbit at the most effective cost. Why? Because they have the largest, cheapest, reusable rockets. And as Starship reaches scale, that will allow them to bring even more mass to orbit and send satellites at a very large volume to orbit. And the closer to full reusability, the lower the cost. So Elon and the SpaceX team, they have had the bright idea of creating AI orbital data centers. And if you're investing in SpaceX stock, you basically have to believe in that vision in order for the valuation to make any sense. And when I first heard the idea of an orbital data center, I didn't necessarily get it because I was imagining how large these data centers are on Earth. So I was imagining like this huge Pentagon-sized building that was in space. And I think when people think about space data centers, that's kind of where their brain starts. But then as I started to learn more about it, I realized, oh, no, it's just satellites. That's what they're going to make. And it's a mesh network of satellites that are linked together. So here you can see SpaceX AI-1 satellite that they're designing. And basically, it's just huge solar panels. So you have power, liquid radiators for heat. And it's basically they're just taking the racks of the data center and just putting it on a satellite. So no building. And when you consider that SpaceX is the best satellite manufacturer in the world, can bring them at the lowest cost, this vision of orbital data centers is actually starting to make a lot of sense, especially when you consider that they already operate a 10,000 satellite constellation of Starlink. From this interview with Elon, this is actually a pretty interesting interview. I recommend you watch it. It's like pinned on his X right now. They're basically talking about how the AI satellites are actually a far simpler product to create compared to the Starlink satellites, as there's so many different types and more sensors on the Starlink satellite. And frankly, when you analyze this, they're in a very dominant position to create a category here. The question is just how long and how large it takes to reach a massive scale. And of course, Elon, he is talking about the most absurd scale possible. When he talks about this, he talks about harnessing the energy of our planet, harnessing the energy of stars, being our sun in this case, and even harnessing the power of the galaxy. And these are basically different levels of civilization based on the Kardashev scale. And right now we're a very low type 1 civilization, and he wants to get us to a point where we're harnessing the power of our sun. And I guess a good use case of that would be to power AI compute. Now, I'm one of the people that I love the ambition. I love thinking big. Elon's basically the greatest entrepreneur of my lifetime. And in general, you have the rule of never bet against Elon. But Elon also, he promises big. He usually delivers, but sometimes it's 5 to 10 years later. And that might be what's going on here with these space data centers. He is talking about how 5 years from now, basically 2030, they're going to be launching more AI compute into space every single year than currently even exists on Earth. So an annual launch to orbit of AI compute more than currently exists on Earth. Do I think they'll hit that by 2030? No, I don't. But eventually, maybe. And even if they hit a quarter of that goal, that is still a huge business for SpaceX. And frankly, it changes the entire world. So SpaceX, they have a lot of future business planned, a ton of work to be done. And that's part of the reason why they're IPOing. They're raising $75 billion in this IPO. And that will be on the SpaceX balance sheet that they can redeploy to buy GPUs that they're going to put in space, going to put in land data centers. Also, all of the various manufacturing plants they're going to be setting up, to manufacture the satellites, to manufacture solar, the whole supply chain. They're also building a Terafab partnership with Tesla where they're going to, of course, because it's Elon, he wants to build more chips than the entire Earth produces. Again, let's look at it 10 years from now. Right now, not going to be a next year thing. And really, as you're thinking about SpaceX here, it's obviously a fantastic company. It's obviously going to be a massive innovator in the future. It's going to be around for decades and decades and decades to come. And I think it's a very real possibility that 10 or 20 years from now, this is a $10 trillion company. That seems entirely plausible to me. However, today, at a $1.77 trillion valuation, this SpaceX IPO, even if you're bullish on it and the business, it's a hard price. So now I'm going to share what I'm doing with SpaceX, what I think is going to happen over the next few weeks, and some ideas of how you can play this stock long term. Now, first, let's talk about the first few weeks and months of the SpaceX IPO. Is the stock going to go up or is it going to go down? In my opinion, what I am predicting, now I'm not putting any money towards this. This is just my intuition of what I think is going to happen. I think the stock's going to be a casino for the first few months. I wouldn't be surprised at all if on paper it reaches a valuation of even $3 trillion like in a couple weeks. And the reason is the massive retail investor demand, plus the institutional investor demand as well, which has kind of been surprising. So when the company IPOs, a lot of the shares, they're still locked up. And the initial public float of shares available that people are going to be buying, if you're buying on IPO day, it's 4 to 5% of the total shares outstanding. So that means all of this new retail money coming in, they're bidding on that small set of 5% of shares. So people will probably be buying at a valuation that doesn't make any sense. So when will that start to subside? I would say that's probably when the lockup periods start opening up and more of these shares become available. Now, Elon, he's the largest shareholder. I think he owns like 40 or 50% of the company. He has 85% voting power. He has a 366-day lockup. So basically, for the first year, he's not allowed to sell any shares of SpaceX. So he's the last person that's allowed to sell. The other groups, you have institutional investors, you have employees, you have early investors, and you have insiders. After the first post-IPO earnings report, it's after 1 to 2 months, 20% of eligible shares can be sold. And I would expect that a lot of employees, they're going to be selling. A lot of these early investors are probably going to be selling. And you just have to think about it. They have been locked up in a private company for 10 plus years. This is their exit liquidity. After that, there will be continued release of more shares onto the market. An additional 7% at each milestone, 70 days, 90 days, 105 days, 120 days, and 135 days post-IPO. And then after the Q3 earnings report, that unlocks another 28% that could be sold. And at 180 days post-IPO, the remainder of eligible shares become fully unlocked. So as I'm reading about this, I'm hoping some dots are connecting in your head. This is what I'm talking about when I mentioned the SpaceX IPO trap. A lot of people want to get in right away with SpaceX stock. The demand's going to be crazy. The valuation will get pushed up. But then after the lockups start to loosen, all of these people, a large chunk of them will want to be selling a small amount maybe of their shares, some a large amount of their shares, some they might sell their entire position. Now, I don't think Elon will sell any, but he also can't for a year. But this is that supply and demand section of the market. And if large amounts of people are selling these shares onto the market and there's not enough buyers to soak it all up, the valuation of SpaceX, it's gonna come down. It's gonna plummet, especially when we consider the fact that the valuation already doesn't make sense based on current revenue, current earnings, current cash flow. And I think especially when people start to realize that the space data centers, it's going to be 1 to 2 years probably out of being any kind of revenue. And then probably another few years before it's like a very large part of their business. So I think 6 months to a year from now, SpaceX stock, it could even be down maybe 50% from its IPO. It could be like a $1 trillion company. And it's at that point where I would be interested in starting to buy SpaceX stock. I'm not interested in the IPO day. I do think people will probably make some money in the first few weeks and months because the trading, I'm expecting it to go kind of crazy. But in terms of long-term buy and hold, it's probably going to be an awful time to buy the stock. However, once all the hype dies down, we get a little bit of a stock crash. And knowing Elon and how his companies have traded over the years, it's going to be extremely volatile. There will be times where the stock is down 50%. Happens all the time with Tesla. I use that as buying opportunities usually. I'm going to be doing that same exact thing with SpaceX. You just have to be patient and wait for the right time. And yes, based on last year's revenue, last year's earnings, heck, even this year's earnings and revenue, the valuation makes no sense. But when you're investing in a business, you're buying the present value of all the future cash flows the business will produce. And the questions are, how large will that be and how soon will those cash flows be? And that kind of impacts the intrinsic value of the company. And I'm a big bet on Elon guy. Pretty much I'm a big bet on anyone who's like a world-class entrepreneur. I'm a big bet on founder guy. But there is an Elon premium in his companies when you're buying the stocks. But at the same time, you want to avoid that. You want to avoid paying the premium. But long term, I have no doubt SpaceX is probably going to be, as a business in terms of revenue, 10 times larger when we look back at it 10 years from now. And that's probably conservative. And if you're typically someone who's like a value-oriented investor and you focus on very like stable businesses, you try and buy them at a discount, the Elon type investments don't make sense to that model. With these kind of companies, you're basically more investing in almost a startup where they're continually launching new businesses and products constantly, redeploying all of the capital that they make into growth. It's like a completely different thing. You have to put on a completely different investor hat because the value of these kind of companies, it's derived based on the future revenues and businesses they can create. It's not based on what they made last year. Now, you can't do that with a stock like Coca-Cola because they're not innovating in that way. So if you're someone, you got your panties in the twist over the SpaceX IPO being overvalued, just don't participate. Don't worry about it. If you're just interested in business, this is an awesome time to be alive and invest in the stock market. And frankly, everything going on with AI is so exciting right now. And we're probably going to have a few more big IPOs this year. Anthropic filed for their S1. OpenAI also recently filed their S1, so they'll probably both be coming public this year. So with that said, let me know in the comments if you're going to be buying the SpaceX IPO, what your plan is for buying into the stock, or whether or not you're just going to avoid it completely. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.